Rome was burning, and from the ashes rose something no army could ever conquer. The city that once burned under Nero's madness now stood beneath the symbol of the cross. A new empire was born, not forged in iron, but in faith. Those who once hid in the shadows now preached in the light of day. The persecuted became leaders, and the name of Christ, once whispered in the catacombs, now echoed beneath marble domes. Rome believed it had found redemption, but every power born of faith risks becoming dogma, because Rome did not bow to God. Rome tried to become God. Before we continue, subscribe to Echoes of History and prepare to witness the most ambitious chapter of the Roman saga, the moment when the cross becomes the crown and faith turns into power. Constantine ordered temples to rise where once stood arenas, basilicas upon the tombs of martyrs, and where the ground had been stained with blood, now gleamed the marble of devotion. The cross, once a symbol of sacrifice, had become a banner of conquest. Yes, the empire had converted, but its conversion was also political. To Constantine, faith was not merely salvation, it was power, it was unity. Christianity united a crumbling empire not through the strength of the sword, but through the promise of eternity. And thus, throne and altar became one. The empire of the Spirit was born, crowned in gold. In 330 AD, Constantine founded a new capital, Constantinople, the New Rome. Between seas and walls, a city rose like a beacon of Christendom. Golden domes reflected the sun like divine fire. The emperor was called chosen by God, and bishops, once hunted, now sat upon thrones of ivory. Rome had traded the glory of generals for the glory of saints. But holiness came at a price. The church, born in the shadows, now shone amid the gold of palaces. Spiritual power merged with political ambition, and the faith that once freed the oppressed now began to rule the powerful. Councils were summoned to decide what was true and what was heresy. Faith gained structure, but lost its purity. At the Council of Nicaea, Constantine himself presided. The Christian creed was born, not only as a prayer, but as an imperial decree. Behind the prayers, one could hear the sound of crowns. Behind the devotion, the thirst for control. Rome had turned the cross into law. And when faith becomes law, freedom dies. After Constantine's death, the empire fractured. His sons divided the land, and with it, Rome's soul. Two worlds emerged. The Western Roman Empire, ruled from Rome, and the Eastern Roman Empire, ruled from Constantinople. Two empires, two visions. In the West, the Pope rose as the voice of God. In the East, the Patriarch shared the throne with the Emperor. Between them, a wound was born, one that would never heal. New rulers rose, some devout, others ruthless, but all with the same desire, to rule not only over bodies, but over souls. Julian the Apostate tried to reignite the fire of the old gods. He rebuilt temples, burned incense, and offered sacrifices to Jupiter and Mars. But the gods were dead. The people now knelt before the cross. Julian fell in battle, whispering his final words, "You have won, Galilean." It was the last breath of the ancient world. While emperors debated theology, the frontiers of the empire began to collapse. Goths, Vandals, Huns, the shadows of the barbarians approached. The legions were weary, the provinces impoverished, and Rome's treasury drained, split between armies and churches. The people prayed for a miracle, but the heavens remained silent. Then came Theodosius, the last emperor to rule a united empire, a man of war and of faith. He declared Christianity the official religion of Rome. The pagan temples were sealed, statues destroyed, ancient scrolls burned. The empire that once crucified Christians now hunted pagans. Rome had traded the steel of the Caesars for the chains of orthodoxy. The eternal city knelt before one God. The Colosseum fell silent. The roars of the arena were replaced by psalms. The temples of the gods became churches. Rome had survived the sword, but was slowly dying under the weight of faith. The force that once freed men now bound them to doctrine. Inside the empire, bishops and patriarchs fought for power. Councils meant to unite, divided. Words replaced swords, and every creed became a frontier. Faith had turned into a battlefield, and the throne into the prize. Gold piled upon the altars, relics were sold as miracles, forgiveness became a currency, and Christ, once among the poor, now reigned crowned in gold above marble-laden basilicas. The faith of the humble had become the power of kings. Rome, which once ruled by force, now ruled through faith, but the result was the same, an empire built on fear. Time passed, and the impossible happened. In 410 AD, Rome was sacked. The Visigoths of Alaric stormed the city. Temples desecrated, churches plundered, the gold of the altars dragged away in carts. The world watched in disbelief. The eternal city had fallen. While flames consumed Rome, one man wrote in silence, far away. His name, Augustine of Hippo. Witness to the end, he wrote, "When Rome falls, heaven remains." To him, the true empire was not of men, but of souls, the city of God. Rome had not died, it had merely changed form. From the ashes of the empire, a new power arose, the Church. Heir to Rome's glory, crowned with faith and ambition, it spoke in the name of God, but ruled like an emperor. Kings knelt before its altars, popes crowned emperors. Power changed hands, but not its nature. The empire had fallen, but its shadow still ruled the world. A new age was born, the age of faith, and with it, darkness. Gold replaced marble, crosses replaced swords, silence replaced the cries of the legions. But beneath the hymns and prayers, ambition remained alive. The same desire, the same thirst for power. Now, in the name of heaven, Rome had conquered the spirit, but lost its soul. In the east, Constantinople still shone like a golden sun. Mosaics, domes, sacred chants, the Byzantine Empire inherited Rome's glory and its vanity. Emperors and patriarchs vied for divine favor, while the people prayed in silence. In the west, Rome weakened. The Pope rose as the new Caesar. Kings could not rule without his blessing. The altar became the throne, and the crown became a cross. Rome, the city that believed itself eternal, was now only an echo, its columns broken, its roads covered in dust. But its name endured, not as an empire, but as a memory. Gold replaced glory, and man remained the same, ambitious, mortal, human. The empire had fallen, but its shadow would stretch for 1,000 years. The dream of Rome would rise again in crowns, monasteries, and crusades. The throne of Caesar had become the throne of Peter, and the stones of Rome built the foundations of Christendom. But every ruin carries an echo, and the echo of Rome still resounds. Next on Echoes of History, Episode 5, Ashes of the Empire, The World After Rome. When the empire fell, the world was divided, but from the ruins of Rome, a new power arose, the Church, and with it, an age where faith would reign over kings and centuries.